Daddy hauled a covered wagon to Beantown in the 50s, with a Derby City drop on him back home once a week. Always wanted a loan down west to see the Rockies. Vowed he'd never let another man tell him where to plant his feet. He drove a 359 Peep Classic, hauling 2 big breathers, little flat top sleeper behind the wheel. Long and low, she'll run you down like a no mean widow, heavy on the black smoke and light on the heels. And now he's double nickels heading north out of Cigar City, with his 99 2 days down the trail. 10 in the wind and the window down, hunting for Charlie. Never made it home for supper, and he's never around to check the mail.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let a little bit of a secret loose on y'all. I'm gonna show you what I've been hunting out of for the past 3 duck seasons. This is I don't have anything else really like this out there on the market, and I have utilized this with great success. I've killed a lot of ducks out of this boat. This is my personal boat. It's hunted out of it for 3 duck seasons. It's a 2016 model, so and I'm going to sell it now. So I'm just going to kind of go over it with you for anybody who's interested in picking it up. It's going to be a good deal on this boat, and this is a great boat. If you're hunting in the interior marshes, especially if you have a camp where you can leave the boat at the camp and you don't have to go up and down the highway with it a lot, because the whole purpose behind this boat is you cannot brush a pop-up blind good enough to kill ducks in southeast Louisiana, because you have to fold the pop-up blind down every time you get out of it. This boat, I put a layer of fast grass over the whole boat, and then I cover it about that thick in natural python grass and oyster grass and myrtle bushes. And I'll show some pictures on this of what it looks like. You can't see it, and it rides thick like that. Now, I have had to take it home during duck season 70 miles an hour down the interstate several times for one reason or the next, or going to hunt someplace else. But most of the time this boat stays at my camp, and I just launch it in the water, and you can't hurt that stuff running 30 miles an hour with a mud motor on the back of it down the canal. But if you had to travel an hour and a half, 2 hours every time you had to get in the boat to go to your duck camp, this may not be the one for you, because the brush is going to take a lot of wind beating. That being said, being able to brush this boat all the way from the front of this thing right here, wrapped around the front. I've got doors that open to the front deck and to the back deck. You can brush the doors, brush the roof, all the way down the side of the boat, and continue that brush line all the way around back to the motor. I got brush up here, this tall, tie strap to it. Then I have a little mat that I have folded up back here that I've got removed right now. We took it off to clean it after duck season. That rolls over and goes right over the top of that motor handle and covers this area back here. And buddy, let me tell you what, you can't see it. I don't go out and build blinds in the evenings anymore. I am the blind. Wherever I decide to drive this to and hunt in open water, I'll get out in the open bay. The closest tree to me may be 400 yards and kill ducks out of this boat, because it's that, you can hide that well with it. I've got brush coming up this way and brush coming off of this that touch in the middle, and I can move it side to side and make shooting ports. Now, I comfortably hunt 3 people out of this boat. There have been a many occasion in the last 3 years that I have hunted 4 out of this boat. 4 is a little tight in this boat, but it's perfect for up to 3 people with no problem. If the blind is not removable, I'm not going to make it removable. I'll build you something else if you want a removable blind. This is a duck boat. Consequently, I have about a 15-minute ride to my duck, from where I launch to my duck ponds. So I drive the boat there and back, hunt probably 40 days out of the year. Do the math on that. There's been no scout time in it. There's been no fishing time on the mud motor. I don't know exactly how many hours it's got on it, but 3 duck seasons worth of 40 days of duck season, 30 minutes a day each time. So that's how many hours it's got on it approximately. But the engine is a built up 37 from, I had the guys at Gator Tail, after I got the motor from them, build it up to, I don't know what they did with it, but I can tell you this, it'll push this boat loaded down with everybody in it, 3 guys, all your gear, 5-6 dozen decoys, and 300 pounds of cut grass brush on this thing, close to 30 miles an hour. And it will go in water that skinny before it hits the bottom. I mean, it draws almost nothing. So it is an excellent boat. It's a 16-foot marsh series is what it is, 16-foot marsh series. But I've elongated the hunt deck in the back to eat into that 16 feet, about 35 inches, to make room for this handle to spin back and forth. So this boat is driven from the back deck. So you drive the boat from here. Now this ball mount that I have here, that's for a GPS. So I have a GPS mounted right here. All my switches for the multiple spotlight kits that we have in the front, courtesy lights, backup lights that's on this boat, that's all right here from this panel. And you drive the motor from right here, and you're elevated and you're looking up over the top of the blind, not down in the floor where you can't see. Back deck has rails all the way around, and it's elevated to keep your feet dry no matter what. I never got wet feet riding on the hunt deck back here at all, picking up decoys, putting it in reverse, nothing. I've got a Perco switch that turns everything off and on. Cup holders. I got 3 shell holders and cup holders inside here. Everything I have in this boat I have pretty much for a purpose. So where I'm going, typically this is how we carry the decoys on this boat. So this is the spud poles that you're going to have in your duck boat anyway. Wherever I get where I'm going, whoever I'm hunting with steps out onto the front deck, grabs a spud pole, takes the decoys off of it, and shoves the spud pole down through the hole. Boom, the boat stopped. Now I can kill it. Then we can take our time throwing the decoys out off the front deck, pick it up, move if we have to, spud down, throw out some more decoys, and then pull in and spud this boat down. So this is where the decoys ride. You won't have decoys on your floor in here, taking up space inside there. In fact, you're not going to have anything on your floors inside here. On this boat, it's got catwalks up high that I put my guns on top of, shove blind bags underneath. I got a push pole in here, 10-foot push pole. I got umbrellas, I got decoy retrievers. I got racks on the side here that hold motor cover full of grass and extra hanks of Instagrass to put over the front deck up here. All that stays right here on the side, and I've got little ratchet ropes that just unhook like that and pull them out, but nothing's on my floor, nothing but dove buckets to sit on. It's clean. And when you get ready to walk up and down the floor without hitting this thing here, this roof, you can just fold that out of the way. So now the whole boat is open to walk up and down when we're picking up decoys and racking them back and doing what we got to do to walk back and forth in the boat. That folds down, and the brush that's on it folds down. Then when you get where you're going, you can pull the roof out and pin it, and that's what closes the gap across the top. You're not going to find nothing better. I can tell you, I build duck boats for a living, and I can build anything I want to build for myself. And I've built a lot of them over the years. This by far was the most effective open water interior marsh duck hunting boat that I've ever had. If you want to cut roseau canes 3 times a week and move blinds and work yourself to death like you're 22 years old, that's fine, knock yourself out. But if you're tired of doing that and you want to brush your boat one time in the comfort of your yard, one time, brush it good for the whole year and never fool with it again, this is it. So I'll kind of show you some pictures. It's got dual spotlights in the front that spread out here, as well as an LED light bar. It's got a nice aluminum trailer with spare. It's got a second set of controls. So once I get where I'm going and I cover that back area and it's dark and I'm waiting on daylight to come, I can also turn on my courtesy lights and bilge pumps and stuff from switches inside here. So you can get in the boat, shut this door back here, sit down on the dove bucket, and still control all your lights from the inside right here and bilge pump and stuff without having to get up underneath your brush back here and operate it from there. So it's I got a waterproof toolbox in there that I keep registration and some, mosquito repellent and just what have you inside there as well. This has been a great duck boat. I'm just standing in it right now. I can't help but smile just thinking of all the good times that I've had in it, but it's time to go. I'm going to build another one. It's back here in the back, it's got a removable dog door. So if you want to hunt your dog off the back here, this panel removes out of the way so the dog can go in and out. I had intended on doing a dog ladder off the side right there, never got around to doing it. Just didn't fool with it. I don't hunt with a dog very often in that open water area situation, so. But you can do whatever you want to with it. But it's got hydroturf in it. It's painted Delacroix myrtle. The gator tail on the back is also 3 years old. I've never turned a wrench on that gator tail motor except to change the oil in it. Everything in this boat works. All the electrical, the engine runs like a top. The trailer's in good shape. I'd hook to it right now and drive to Arkansas with it. So it's a great boat. I'm going to make you a good deal on it, but it's got to go. So give me a call if you're ready.